up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another Pokemon Legends ZA video. All right, so this another kind of an in-between video, since we have like zero news about what's going on with Pokemon right now. So I of course came up with a lot of ideas for like other like in-between videos, and not to mention you can see some more Overwatch videos and stuff like that on the channel. This way, just to kind of fill out the empty space in Pokemon coverage. But we still got some Pokemon stuff here though. So of course, if you want to continue getting videos like this from me, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that good stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me. Follow me at twitter.com/RSMario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet, and I will shout you out at this portion of the video. All right, so first off, before we get into the video proper, I do want to thank everybody for the support on the videos last week. Last week was pretty crazy. Thousands of views in 1 week. That is unheard of for this channel. Unless I was doing like dailies or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all really did like the Pokemon's Gone Woke video and the One Piece video. Like, more people watched that than I ever thought would. So thank y'all. But we're gonna hop on into this. So moving on to the video. So this is 12 Pokemon I would like to see get Megas and Pokemon Legends ZA. Okay, so here's what I did here. All right, I went through all of the generations of Pokemon, and I picked 36 Pokemon I want to see get Legends. I picked 4 from each generation 1 through 9, and I'm going to break them up in 3 different videos. The first one is, of course, generations 1 through 3. So the first one is Nidoking and Nidoqueen, repping generation 1. It's pretty interesting. I've never seen Nidoqueen or Nidoking ever get like any of the like special, cool gimmick stuff like I see a lot of other Gen 1 Pokemon get. I think they should get Megas. So here goes the stat spread for them for Nidoking. As far as abilities go, I think he should get either Earth Eater, because I mean he's part poison, so of course everybody, the go-to is to hit him on the Earthquake. Earth Eater. Now you don't have to worry about that no more. You know what I'm saying? As well as maybe Supreme Overlord, since he is like a king, you know what I'm saying? So one of these 2 abilities would work. And if you don't know, Supreme Overlord is King Gambit's ability from Scarlet and Violet. And essentially what it does is when this Pokemon enters battle, its attack and special attack are boosted for each Pokemon that gets fainted in your team. So usually when you're playing competitive and somebody's got King Gambit on their team, they usually bring him in near the end of the battle because he gets a bunch of stat boosts and then he can just sweep. So that could be what you do with your Mega Nidoking, Nidoqueen is similar. I think she should get Earth Eater. I think she should get Queenly Majesty because Queen, you know what I'm saying? Of course, Queenly Majesty basically blocks all priority moves. So no priority moves. All right, no extreme speed, none of that. All right, done. Priority moves, dead. Okay, now, of course, their stat spread looks kind of crazy because they already had kind of good stats anyway. So whenever a Pokemon Mega evolves, you're supposed to add 100 stats. And so some of the stats are kind of crazy, like... But still, though, I think these will be pretty good. Lantern. All right, so Lantern was a pretty interesting Pokemon for Generation 2. So I was thinking, like, when I did his stats and stuff, I was like, well, let's try to make him kind of tanky. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got, like, all this HP. Throw some defense on there. Give him some nice offenses. All right, so that way he can feel kind of like a Mega. Like, I feel like this man would be a whole problem. But he's still super slow. So much so, I actually took some of his speed off in order to, like, balance it out a little bit. I redistributed his stats a little bit. But I think he should get Electromorphosis. Now, Electromorphosis is the ability for the Tadpole Pokemon. The one that evolves from the stupid light bulb. That's his ability. And basically, the Pokemon becomes charged when it takes damage, boosting the power of the next electric attack. So, when it gets hit, the next electric attack gets boosted damage. So, it's going to take a lot of hits because it's tanky. So, It's an offensive wall, essentially. All right, so Shiftry. All right, so Shiftry is an interesting one from Generation 3. I always kind of liked Shiftry, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, Shiftry has always been kind of garbage. I'm just being honest. Like, competitively, it's always been kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? 480 max stats is like, you know what I'm saying? It's not the best, but I mean, it's not good, but it's not necessarily terrible either. So it's in like this, like, kind of like, what do you call it? Like, it's kind of like in like purgatory. It's like in the middle. You know what I'm saying? But they kind of gave us some buffs, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, Scarlet and Violet go. But we doing Mega, so I decided to help my boy out, right? So, of course, the stat spread is a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? It's better offense, it's a little bit better speed. You know what I'm saying? Threw a little bit of defense on there because he still needs to be a glass cannon, because you can't give him defenses and offenses, and he's just too broken, even for a Mega Pokemon. But then I gave him Wind Power. All right, Wind Power is a pretty interesting ability. Basically, the Pokemon becomes charged when it's hit by a wind move, boosting the power of the next electric move. Now, all it needs is some electric moves, you know what I'm saying, and it's good to go. All right, so back to Generation 1 with Violet Plume. So I think Violet Plume will be a pretty good pick to get a Mega. Violet Plume has been one of those, again, another one of those Generation Pokemon that kind of got slept on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, nobody really talks about Violet Plume. Personally, I really liked Violet Plume, but back in the old days when it was in UU. So I was like, let me give him some love a little bit. So I upped the speed. 70 is still kind of bad as far as speed goes, but it's better than the 50 that it had as a regular Pokemon. Then, of course, I upped all of its like offensive capabilities. But the big thing here is it gets neutralizing gas. So neutralizing gas is the new like Galarian coughing ability from Generation 8. Basically nullifies all abilities, which is amazingly powerful. Okay, this is one of the reasons why like a low Galarian wheezing was such a big problem in VGC during Generation 8. So, you know, might as well give it the Vileplume. Kingdra. Alright, Kingdra is a Pokemon that people don't really talk about. They used to be pretty big and competitive at one point. Alright, Kingdra was OU at one point. You know, I think Kingdra should get something. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I buffed his stats. Not like it really needed it. Most of Kingdra's stats are like 95, which is actually pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's not, over 100 would be better, but for a Dragon type, like, that's not bad. That's pretty good. You know, you can put a hole in some stuff with a 95 base, you know, power daggone Hydro Pump, you know. Now, the thing is, I also updated its typing. So, Mega Kingdra will be Dragon Ghost type. Because, like, why not? Like, you know, he's like, Mega Kingdra is like a really old king that passed away. You know, he's dead. And so somebody else is ruling over the kingdom of Seahorse Pokemon. But Mega Kingdra, the shadow of the old king, still lives, you know. And of course, he will get Wandering Spirit as his ability, which is basically it exchanges abilities with the opponent. So it's kind of like Pythagoras' ability, where, you know, Mummy basically makes your ability Mummy when you touch him. But instead, with Wandering Spirit, if you touch him, it gives you Wandering Spirit, you know. Alright, this is one of my personal favorites in this whole list. Slaking. Bruh, Slaking, man, Slaking has been dealt such a raw hand, man. Slaking's stats are amazing. Okay, alright, it's ridiculous how powerful this Pokemon is. His stats are so good that I couldn't give him 100 points for his Mega Evolution. I had to take 100 points away, because if I gave him 100 points, he would be more powerful than Legends. All right, so but he's hampered by his ability. All right, that his ability is just stupid, man. Like it's like, why would you make such a good Pokemon? It's normal type, has a great move pool, amazing physical attack, is tanky, and you give it this dookie butter ability? Like, that's not fair, man. So I was like, look, we gonna give this man Guerrilla Tactics. All right, Guerrilla Tactics is basically a choice item. You know what I'm saying? Without having an item. So when whatever move you pick, the attack is boosted. All right, because of Guerrilla Tactics. Now the problem is you're stuck on that move, so you can't change. All right, so you will probably have to switch out and come back in to do another move. But I mean, his freaking attack is so high, you might not even need to do that. You might just punch things in the face. Or, seeing as though he's a normal type, he learns this thing called Sleep Talk. So if you're playing VGC, which is doubles, you can put him to sleep with your own Pokemon and then have him use Sleep Talk, and he'll be able to use any ability in his any move in his repertoire without having to switch in and switch out. It's beautiful, man. It's friggin' beautiful, man. Of course, we probably never get it, though. Dragonite. Oh, boy. The granddaddy of all dragons. The first fully evolved dragon Pokemon in Pokemon. All right? He was the first pseudo-legendary. He's the OG. Okay? And yet, he never really gets anything out of any of the gimmicks or anything like that. So why not give him a Mega? Oh no, like Dragonite is too powerful for a Mega. Oh really? Oh, is that what you think? What about Salamence and freaking Garchomp? They got Megas. Why can't the OG get a Mega? All right. 2, his ability. Oh man, this was Aerialate, and this is gonna be the first Pokemon ever banned in New Orleans, because you know these hurricanes about to hit like Katrina. All right, so Skarmory, I decided to kind of rework him with his Mega, because Skarmory is cool, but he's kind of boring. Like whenever you see a Skarmory, you all automatically know it's a defensive wall. It's gonna sit there. It's gonna throw up spikes. The only offense it really has is like maybe Brave Bird. I think it learns Iron Head or something to that extent. It's been a long time since I messed around with a Skarmory. But yeah, that's basically it. You know, Skarmory's very boring. So I was like, oh, if we're going to give it a meta, we're going to rework him a little bit. We're going to make him a little bit more offensive. All right, make him go on the offense. You know, make somebody have to think when you throw Skarmory out there. Be like, okay, is he going to do regular boring Skarmory things, or is this his Mega? You know what I'm saying? You know, they don't know exactly how to take you. I think its ability should be Thermal Exchange, okay? I forgot who had Thermal Exchange in the game. I think it's Reveroom, the engine Pokemon. I think that's his ability. I don't know if that's his signature or if, like, other people have it, but I vaguely remember it having it, though. But basically what it does is it boosts the attack of this Pokemon when it's hit with a fire move. And of course, you know that instinctually you want to hit the Skarmory with the fire move because it's a steel type. So it's one of those things where you can throw Skarmory out there, they're gonna hit Flamethrower, you hit Mega and get that attack boost, they hit them with a Brave Bird or something like that, KO, makes the person mad. Perfect. Oh boy. Oh look. 3 words for you. Toxic Orb Breloom. Yes. Alright, because this bad boy has Toxic Boost. His basically it boosts the powers of his physical moves when he's poisoned. And you all know that Breloom's got a mad physical move set because it's a grass fighting type. Bro, this bad boy putting holes in teams. Alright, so this one I was getting a little crazy. I was like, I want to make something that's really broken. So I picked Crobat. Alright, Crobat is deceptively powerful, okay? Alright, there have been some times where Crobat has been like in OU because of like, you know, it's typing and its speed. So I was like, well, let's give this man a monster ability like Filter. Basically, it reduces the effects of super effective moves. So, you know, when you instinctually go for those psychics and those thunder bolts and stuff like that, reduced power. So basically, he get to stick around a little bit longer. And then, you know what I'm saying, with those pretty solid defenses, 85, you might be able to create a nice little wall right there. And of course, the uncrowned king himself, Flygon. I'm like, yo, this man got denied. This man's supposed to have a freaking mega a long time ago. It's about time our boy gets a mega. I already talked about the possibility of him getting a mega in one of my news rumor coverage videos. You can check that out. But this is my hypothetical, mega Flygon. I hooked up his stats. Now he's more dragon-like. You know what I'm saying? Even though, again, 80 is not bad, but 100 is better. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I gave him an awesome ability for a ground type, Drought. Put him on your Sun teams. Mega Flygon about to be the king of all Sun teams, bro. And of course, for the last pick, I had to allow my bias to get me with this one, RK9, bro. All right. Why hasn't RK9 gotten a mega? You know what I'm saying? Or a Gigantamax. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did get like a regional form in Legends Arceus. So wouldn't it be better for him to get a mega in Legends Z8? You know what I'm saying? So of course, I buffed my boy's stats. My boy's stats looking clean. And then of course, I gave him a banger ability, Mold Breaker. Now with physical power and a move set like Arcanine, Mold Breaker is a dangerous ability to put on my boy. All right, because basically he has so many options that he can hit a ton of different things. You know what I'm saying? And then with Mold Breaker, he doesn't even have to worry about the ability. Like, oh, you got Filter? Bow, don't care. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what you got? You got Thermal Exchange? Bow, don't care. Wonder Guard? Bow, don't care. You know what I'm saying? I think it's amazing. All right. So this is my first video. The next one's going to be generation 3 through 6. And then the last one is going to be generations 7 through 9. So that's about it. Tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me what Pokemon you think should get Mega Evolutions. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.